And that's the music. Hello, and welcome once again to Superconnectivity. I'm your host, Charlie, the Professor Esser, and with me, as always, is Pittsburgh's finest.
Fill me and Perich.
That's the man, the myth, the legend. Okay, Philip. Some good things to talk about today. What do you want to hit first? Live action programming or the wonderful world of print media?
I told you I'm psyched to talk comics because I'm sure anyone who's listening to this saw the news this week. Fantastic Four is coming back in comics.
Yay! Fantastic Four is coming back. Dan Slott, after a wizard run, completely redefining and recreating all that is Spider-Man for generations to come, has decided to tackle the Fantastic Four.
Like I was saying, I think at the same time he's also going to be writing the new Tony Stark Iron Man books. I wonder if we're going to get a lot of Reed and Tony brainstorming together every so often. Or
that would be interesting. More importantly, I want to know if Ms. Marconi is going to get a job at now that freaking Parker Industries has gone belly up. Ms. Marconi needs a job, and both Fantastic Four Incorporated and Stark International always in need of a good super genius lady. So let's hope Ms. Marconi makes it back. Although one of the things that struck me when we were when this first came up is I realized, that whole villain switches bodies with the hero, totally stolen from the Fantastic Four.
Nah, yeah, because Reed and Doom have switched
dozens of times at this point. Yeah. One of my favorite arcs was actually when after they went and dealt with the Sleeping Celestial, and basically the Sleeping Celestial said, actually no, it was the Celestial on Counter Earth, I believe, because of course Franklin Richards created a Celestial because he's Franklin freaking Richards.
And you wonder why Reed locks his powers now.
Yeah, it's like sometimes, it is, sometimes it would be better if the world was not sent to the cornfield, I guess is how Reed looks at it. But, and I do feel for young Franklin because, of course, it's not like he wants to send everyone to the cornfield, but you just don't listen. Anyway, but yeah, so but one of my favorite ones was when basically Doom was trapped Doom was sent to Counter Earth with naked basically, and he has to kill a lion and basically be all doomed up, and then Reed goes and puts and gets trapped in the armor, and he can't get out of the armor because only Doom can take off the armor, and he has to basically figure out a way to come out of the armor. And then he goes and he takes over Latveria and does this whole thing. And then Doom was telling him, "Look, I need my armor back because if Reed spends too much time in my armor, he's going to get all doomy." And that was a great arc for Reed and Doom. That was the one at the end of which Ben dies, and then they go to heaven.
Oh yeah.
Because in a total complete cross of continuity, Reed says, "Well, if you were trying to find your mother, would the first place you look be hell?" And he says, "So I figured out. So basically, I looked at his plans once, 20 years ago. This is basically what it did, except I fixed the flaw, so now we can go to heaven." And then they all go to heaven. That's Reed freaking Richards. That's the stuff I love about Reed Richards, and I do hope we get some of that stuff back with Dan Slott's new run. I'm very happy about that. Though, well, what are your thoughts before we get to my next point about why the Fantastic Four had to die for a little while?
Movie.
Yeah. Well,
I'm excited. I mean, hopefully. Don't bend this Slot, but no, I'm excited. The Fantastic Four need to come back for a while. I mean, it's Marvel's first family. We need them back.
Yeah, well, it was always weird that they weren't there. I mean, even when they went to the alternate universe, you got what was it? Fantastic Force or something, where future Franklin Richards created his own team in the Baxter Building, because there always has to be a Fantastic Four. Until basically, I guess we didn't need one anymore. Yeah, so it's great to have them back. I do think Marvel needs a Fantastic Four. I think, there is just something about the Fantastic Four that really is Marvel. Is Marvel in a way that, like, Superman is DC. Like, it doesn't matter how bad Superman sales are, you can't get rid of Superman. And Superman's usually pretty good in sales, I think.
This is counting on it.
Yeah, yes. Well, but yeah, I mean, oh gosh, Superman is their flagship character, even more than Batman, which of course is maybe is got the star power, is sort of DC's Wolverine, if you will, is Batman.
Wait on 20 teams.
Yeah, well, he's Batman. I'm Batman. So yeah, and apparently Batman and Joker recently teamed up to fight the Batman Who Laughs.
Oh, and the finale of Dark Knight's Metal, yes.
Yeah, I was reading the post views for it,
Well, the whole logic behind that was it's like, the Batman Who Laughs is an alternate version of Batman, and he's like, Batman can think of everything except for the impossible, and it's like, what's the most impossible thing? Batman teaming up with the Joker.
Not that impossible, since it happened this week on Gotham. I mean, really, it's like, okay, so Batman and have always been team up, They've always been on team ups. They're always working together. Yeah, I liked this last episode of Gotham. And we can talk about that more, but there's more stuff to talk. There's lots to talk about.
Oh yeah,
busy week. So we'll talk about Gotham in a bit. Talk about Gotham, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and of course, what actually I think is the biggest news, the biggest, most overlooked news in the MCU this week. But we'll get to that in a minute. Yeah, but like I was saying, they did have to end the Fantastic Four because of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes a franchise gets so tainted by its ancillary product that you just have to say, we need a break. We need to get away from it. We need to create distance from this thing.
You're gonna damage the brand, Fox.
Yeah, well, pretty much. We'll talk about that because that goes into the New Mutants story too. But we can get to that, and when we get to live action, let's focus on books.
Okay.
Because right now, we also, just before the Fantastic Four news came out, we got an announcement for another book. What's the new other book called, Philip?
Death of the Inhumans, which I thought was the subtitle for the TV show.
Yeah, well, that is, to me, that is like, okay, the TV show, we need some distance on the Inhumans now.
What do you think too? It's like now that Disney's gonna have control of the mutants again, it's like, mutants are the cool kids again. So do you think they're gonna they're not gonna kill everyone, I don't think, but are they gonna pare down the mutants? So maybe it's, they gave inhuman powers to how many people around the world. Are they going to pare that down again to the royal family and a few other,
it is quite literally like Death of, like No More Mutants.
Yes.
Where it's like, all of the mutants are destroyed except for, of course, the ones that have a book and are an ongoing series.
Yeah, when they pared it down to 200. Yeah.
But just the core mutants that are in the books,
Or the X-Men.
Here's what I'll tell you, man. It always surprised me that is like one of the things. If they ever did a Gwenpool X-Men matchup, she should totally point that out. It's like, yeah, well, of course you guys didn't lose your powers. You're in the book.
No.
And that's what, and so yeah. So the Inhumans will all be destroyed, except Ms. Marvel and Black Bolt and the royal family, of course, and Lockjaw will make it through. All that stuff. Because they're not going to take away Ms. Marvel's powers because she's freaking Ms. Marvel. She is like the best new character that they have right now.
She's still pretty popular. She ain't losing her powers.
She's got fantastic sales. She's got fantastic sales for a teen book led by a female of a brand new character. It's not even like she's a legacy new character. you know, and she is going gangbusters, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a very non-traditional comic book. So, and then she's also, of course, in Champions, which is a much more traditional comic book, and still doing great. Great. I don't know what its numbers are like, but it's definitely getting good reviews. So people love the Champions. But they have to kill the Inhumans now. But like I said, it's not gonna. Whatever's gonna kill the Inhumans, it's not gonna be much, you know. I wonder what the plotline will be. I wonder who wants to kill the Inhumans. Is it the Kree? Is it the mutants? The mutants are still all jerky. Because mutants are jerks. Let's just be honest. Mutants are jerks. Nobody likes you, mutants. You're mean. You're bullies.
Or is it like a complete accident? Is it, you know, the way Black Bolt gave like the most of the world Inhuman powers? Was it faulty? Is it killing?
Yeah, probably. Who knows? Now there's a virus that's a mutant Inhuman virus, or some kid is a mutant Inhuman hybrid. Although they actually have had mutant Inhuman hybrids in the past. That was the Beyonder in that one book. Yeah, so we'll have to see what happens with all that. But yeah, I mean, it's very, very interesting. You know, I for one welcome our mutant overlords, or our Inhuman Death Lords, whatever it's going to be.
Well, speaking of the mutants, I was just thinking about this today. What are they going to do with Old Man Logan now that Wolverine's like coming back and he's going to have a bunch of miniseries and he's going to get his own ongoing book again? What are they going to do with Old Man Logan once Wolverine's all the way back?
Keep him around.
Oh, you think they're going to have two of them?
Well, yeah. I mean, honestly, he's already a different Logan. We know that because he's an alternate universe Logan.
Mm-hmm.
And how are his numbers? How are Old Man Logan's numbers? You know. Well, then Logan's numbers are doing good. You know, they're going to keep him around. Why get rid of? Why tamper with perfection? You know, if it's working, it's working. Keep it going.
Oh, did you see where the latest this week? Where is Wolverine page? End credit scene.
No. Which one was that in?
Invincible Iron Man 598.
Yeah, I didn't read that one yet. I you know me, I'm very behind on my books. But I read Lockjaw. But that's it. I read Lockjaw and Avengers this week. That's all I got so far.
But like Riri and Arno Stark and Madison Jeffries, they're looking for Tony Stark. They don't find him this issue, but I guess they started the hunt at MIT. So at the end, it's at MIT, and I guess looking over all the paperwork is Wolverine when no one's there, and then all he says is "See you soon, Tony."
Bum bum bum. Yeah. Oh, what did they determine what stone he has? Does he have the
was it was it the Power Stone, I thought?
I don't know. Anyway, he's doing well.
But he left it in a toilet tank for Black Widow, so
well, good for her. Well, you know, because she's not dead. Oh yeah, I have to catch up on that one too, because I gotta see why she's not dead.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, you know. I gotta catch up. I'm behind on books, man. That's my problem. But like I said, I did read Lockjaw. Where's my Lockjaw?
No, but speaking of the Iron Man, at the end, before the Logan page, after he got the crap beaten out of him by the villains, Victor shows up at his baby mama's apartment. She's like, I don't want this. He's like, I had nowhere else to go. She's like, this is not a place you can go. He goes, Amara, I am the father of your unborn child, and I need help. I think there is some obligation here. Doom is such a user. He is. Well, you know, Reed Richards is 2 seconds from coming back, so he's going evil again. You know.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, I've been saying he's gonna get a paper cutter on his face, and he's going evil. Like, dang it.
Here's what I'll say about. Well, I don't know if they're gonna make him go full evil. They're gonna try and do noble villain.
Never go full
evil. You know. Yeah, never go full evil. Because they let him go really full evil. I mean, when he sacrificed Valeria to the demons, you know.
Well, I think
that was pretty messed up.
Something's going to go wrong, and he's going to go evil again, and and Reed's going to be like, "Well, you can't blame me this time. I wasn't even in this universe. You can't be yelling at me, blaming everything on me this time."
Oh, I'm sure he will.
He will, but Reed's going to be like, "How? I wasn't here."
No, because you tempted me with having things, and you knew that this would all backfire. And
you're the devil. You're the devil. You tempted me.
Yeah, something like that. Reed is. You can't argue with a sociopath.
Please Doom all the time.
You can't please Doom ever. You know why? Because there's a basic hole in his soul. That is the crux of Doom. Is there's a hole in his soul,
because he's selfish, he's greedy, doesn't play well with others.
And I'll tell you why. Because his great grandmother on his father's side told everybody a lie. Said that his son, Doom's father, was actually the true rightful Baron because he was born before the guy that was the Baron. Because if you're Von Doom, if your last name is Von Doom, it means you are from Doom. Doomstadt is the capital, so obviously the Barons are the Von Dooms, and that they took the Von Doom name. I'm telling you, this is the lineage. This is pure headcanon, but it works. It makes sense that. Yes. His gypsy grandmother told to explain how she wound up in the family way without father hanging around, and and it makes perfect in their mind. Whole idea, and that led him to cause the revolution, caused him to take the throne. Why he took the title Baron. Because he wanted didn't want anything higher. He wanted what he felt was denied him. Because for Doom, it's all about symbolism. It's not about anything anything except that he wanted to be the ruler, and he wanted to show that he was the rightful person to be in charge. And in general, less so. Yeah, but so he's probably going to go evil again. We'll see how evil they make him. We'll see if they have him. We'll see if he fights it. When Gwenpool brought back Evil Doom, it was very cool. Although interesting, and it'll be neat to see how that plays out. How Evil Groot plays out now that they brought him back in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh yeah.
Because remember, Groot was evil. Groot was a world-conquering tree monster. And then he went to the I Am Groot, and he was like sort of in his, more, I guess you're going to say circumspect stage in his life when he aged to that I Am Groot phase. But it'll be interesting to see where he goes next. So, but now that he's back doing his, I am the great Groot, and I shall destroy you all. It will be interesting how that plays, especially given that in the movies, that's not who Groot is.
Yeah.
And it is an interesting statement to make that, Marvel basically said, no, it's okay. You go do something your own way. Totally break away from what the movies say.
Unless it's not permanent,
Yeah, anything could be the case. It's like they let Man-Thing talk, and then they had him. Now he can't talk again. Oh yes. Also, he cannot talk anymore. Tossed in as a decide in the Damnation series. Also, this is the case now, which is, I'm telling you, Gwenpool would just have a field day if she was in any of these books, except for of course the only book she's in. What's the only book she's in? Avengers No Surrender. But even she doesn't know she's in it, man. That's how deep she went, man. To write herself in. I know. Headcanon. They can't take it away from me.
Yeah.
It's like Doom's grandmother telling everybody that her kid was actually the rightful heir to Latveria,
Mm-hmm.
You can't take that away. And nothing you can ever write, is going to make that not the case. Because they already established it, that his father is the Von Doom, not his mother. So the father and the lineage goes that way. So
So you want to get to some live action stuff?
Yeah, let's talk about. Well, you know what? Let's let's talk. So this is the big news, and this is really big news because it's. I don't think anyone has really thought this through. Captain Marvel, the new film, who we know is going to be in it. Phil Coulson, of course, is in it, which is great. Which is going to be interesting how they justify that with canon in the fact that he doesn't know about the Kree come when they actually do the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. stuff. Mm-hmm. Although, who knows? They gave him a whole mind wipe at some point, so who knows where that goes.
Yeah.
But he's going to be in that with Captain Marvel and young Nick Fury and old Peggy Carter. It'll be fun. But also, slated for the film is Ronan the Accuser, and I forget the character's name, but the Pursuer, the guy who was working with Ronan.
Oh yeah, the guy who like kept the guy who tried to like arrest Star-Lord in the beginning of the first Guardians.
He says, "Who? Yes, I'm Star-Lord, man." Yeah, that guy, which is great because he's a fun character. So both these, and I think what people forget is that the Kree are the good guys in the Captain Marvel story.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so in this, I wonder if we're going to get Ronan as a hero.
Yeah, maybe.
And it's going to be an interesting take on it because I'm sure he's going to be like, you know, still he's going to be like very, you know, he's going to be like all Klingoned out, like honor and the Kree and blah, 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 blah. And that's going to be like what brings Captain Marvel into it, you know, because they're both military people. And she's going to understand that, you know.
I wonder if the Supreme Intelligence is going to be in there because that's a lot of times with the Kree. It's like, yeah, the Kree aren't bad. A lot of times it's the Supreme Intelligence just like trying to manipulate people. So I mean,
well, it is the Supreme Intelligence.
Maybe
you know?
maybe in like a prequel to Guardians of the Galaxy, they'll show maybe Supreme Intelligence like drives Ronan crazy or something. Or
well, I mean, doesn't it? Well, that's the thing. See, here's the thing. They don't actually have to drive him crazy.
Yeah,
because the difference between a fanatic and a good soldier is,
or just
what side of the argument you land on.
Be like, hey, you know, go try to get as much power you can for the fatherland or whatever.
Well, yeah, well, I mean that's the thing. Well, that's so. What I think they're going to be doing is you're going to have Carol Danvers sort of identifying with them because they have the common enemy. Possibly the Skrulls, maybe the Chitauri. We'll see how because they could make it the Chitauri, because the Chitauri were originally supposed to be, when they put them in the Ultimates, they were sort of Skrulls light, you know.
Yeah. But we can do Skrulls now, I guess.
Well, I don't know if we can yet.
Well, yeah, the deal's not inked.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what and I don't know what the use on Skrulls is. Although, again, we've got the Kree moving through more and more, so it's entirely possible that they could say, "Screw it, we got the Skrulls." That because they've always said there are the people that are in that shared realm where we can all use it, you know, and that's how they justified Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver between the two movies, and that's how. Oh, who else was that? There was someone else that was in a Fox movie that also came back through I'm blanking on it now. Anyway, but there's been a couple people who have been in both universes. So yeah, I'm very excited to see how they replay Ronan the Accuser and the like in that. Because I think they have to make them heroes, and they have to show how. I think they need to really play with your expectations on it to really make Ronan into an interesting character. Because of course, one of the things everyone said about Guardians of the Galaxy was Ronan was just such a flat character in that. And now you're going to bring him back. It doesn't make any sense to bring him back and not actually do the character justice.
Oh, you know who else we might see? Well, in the Infinity War, they're saying, you know, I don't know if we're going to, it looks like might be seeing Thanos, you know, like a flashback of Thanos with like a young Gamora. I wonder if we're going to see like a flashback, you know, if this is taking back place in the 90s, are we going to see Thanos from back then too?
Possible.
It's part of the Kree's thing going to be like, hey, we have to like build up our defenses against Thanos too.
Yeah, and you know what might be interesting? Oh, so here's how you even set it all up when you get to Guardians of the Galaxy. Is you're gonna play this out, and you're gonna have this reality that maybe the Novas aren't, the Novas, the intergalactic police force. Maybe they're not that good of people. Maybe they're shooting a lot of unarmed Kree in the back because they thought that cell phone was a blaster. It was a communication nodule, man. Don't tell me it looked like a blaster. So
what if Infinity War Thanos set something off, and what if Avengers 4 is like Operation Galactic Storm or something? I mean, you got the Kree, you got the Chitauri. If the Fox deal goes through, you probably have Skrulls, Shi'ar.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Here's my prediction for Avengers. Mark my words. Whole Thanos subplot over in the first 20 minutes. Basically, Thanos comes to Earth, they kick his butt, and then you find out. And here's the actual problem. Here's the actual thing. Universe, it's these Infinity Stone. It's all this. Because here's what I'm going to tell you. And I don't know if it's the true. I don't know if it's a hard and fast rule, but they say that for all the trailers now, everything you see in the trailers all take place in the first 20 minutes of the film.
No.
They don't do anything from later in the film because they don't want spoilers. And there's so much in these films.
Infinity War,
Yeah, and there's so much in these films that there's all this stuff going on. And my statement is, for 20 minutes kicked. Thor puts on his magic girdle. The Guardians show up. Everyone kicks. Doctor Strange. He's come to bargain. And they beat his not having Infinity Stone, but back to Thanatopolis, off to the moons of Titan. And then you find out about the Celestials and stuff like that. And then
Elders of the Universe.
Now I find out. Yeah. Then you find out, if I don't have the stones, everything dies. Because here's what's coming next. Mephisto and Lady Death and Hela's riding out. There's stuff they could throw out there. To me, that would be like the ultimate gotcha last from Marvel.
That would be the plot twist no one sees coming if Thanos is like, I'm defending against Hela or something instead of worshiping her.
And not for nothing, they do that kind of stuff all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Marvel does play with your expectations and completely subvert them at the end. And then you go, yes, I did not see that coming. That's the thing. Marvel likes to play with our nerd arcs dramatically. And, I've been watching Jessica Jones, not done with it yet, so don't spoil it if I'm completely wrong. I love what they did with Carl Malice. And by the way, second season of Jessica Jones, that is just the fan service. There's so much fan service. They call out the Raft. They call out Carl Malice. They have the Wizard. They have so many things in that.
Did you finish it?
Not yet. I'm like when I last left it, spoilers, Jessica just killed the guard.
That's where I'm at.
Oh, okay. So I haven't gone past that.
Yeah.
And so here's my question. So right now, Carl Malice is being all, no, man, I love Alyssa. By the way, did you notice that Alias and Alyssa, it's just one letter switched?
Yes.
And I thought that was interesting, especially since she didn't come up with the name Alias. That was her boyfriend.
Yeah, for the club.
And I just thought it was, an interesting, a nice little symmetry, nice little super symmetry. And I'm wondering, is it going to be revealed at the end of it that Carl Malice is going to be like, nah, I'm all evil. I know you got me. I lulled you all into thinking I'm all sweet and good. I'm just a hippie super science doctor. But it's like, nah, actually, I do work for the power broker. That's all what we're.
Yeah, I'm wondering. Yeah,
I'm all on the evil.
That's what I'm wondering. Yeah. If, like the power broker and all that stuff comes in on one of these shows somewhere soon. Then.
Yeah, and I do want because he's like, no, I'm trying to keep her out of the government's hands. Why keep her out of the government's hands? Because we're getting our cheddar from the power broker.
Mm-hmm.
With that there's a whole Hydra group that we're working with, and not for nothing, man. Octopuses. You can tell me you're going to put that many octopuses in this, and there's not going to be Hydra in here by the end of the season.
Yeah.
Yes, because Hydra's back in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yep, that's what we saw last week, along with Evil Fitz.
Yeah. Oh, Evil Fitz. Evil Fitz. Oh, and again, right there is like how Marvel just really knows how to play these games.
Yes,
because they come in, they give you Evil Fitz and go, oh, Evil Fitz, and they've already said, no, he's from the Rift. It's your worst nightmare coming through, and then they're like, and then it's like, no, there's just you in the room. It's just you, and then like Fitz is dealing with like, yeah, it's just me. It's totally just me, but it's what needs to be done, and I need to be Evil Fitz to actually save the world. Because I needed this, other person, the person that I could give myself permission to be evil, to do the thing that had to be done. And not for nothing, it's what had to be done. To heck with you, Daisy. You got the powers. Don't care if I'm afraid of my powers. Freaking over them up. Use your powers, save the world.
I can't believe they went as graphic as they did. I mean, they showed him ripping that thing on her.
That was fun, and I was like, "Whoa, that's some crazy technology!" And dude, those are like freaking wires right in her spine. Don't tell me you can just yank that out.
She's inhuman.
Yeah, quite literally, apparently. Yeah, and it's going to be interesting. And for what it's worth, we may be getting something in this that is going to tie it back to again. Are the Kree the bad guys?
Mm-hmm.
Because here's the thing, and maybe it's like it's not so much. There's this thing we so caught up in this idea of black and white, good and evil, good guys and bad guys, because it's a comic book. But if there's one thing we saw from Black Panther, is that man, those lines are real fast.
Mm-hmm.
And what we could be seeing here is that the Kree are like, no, we're totally an alien race, and yeah, we're 100% going to conquer you inferior pink humans, because we all know the blues don't like the pinks, man. Pink man can't get a break in a blue Kree world. That's one thing we know.
But I mean, if they want to like tie in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. this season with Infinity War again, that could be like the thing, Thanos, the Kree, they can all say, hey, you think we're bad, something else is coming, something huge, something evil.
It could be the Skrulls, because what's great about the Skrulls is you don't even know they're there. Until Reed Richards invents the Skrull detector, says, I know, this will turn them all into cows. There's one thing to work, it's turn them into cows. Yeah, it'll be interesting. But that's my prediction. I think that maybe that the whole Thanos thing, because it makes sense if you think about it, because it's like they've been teasing Thanos, and like, well, Thanos really doesn't seem like that big of a threat. I mean, yeah, I get everyone's afraid of him, but really, what does he do? And then it's gonna be like, yeah, you don't do nothing, man. He's just one dude with an army of Chitauri.
Well, I mean, basically comes to Earth and says, hey, give me the stones, I'm gonna roll right over you.
Mm-hmm. And they're like, no, this is an Avengers world, man. This world's got Avengers in it. Bam. And yeah, I would like to see that. I would like to see the Avengers
cannot wait.
Kick some Thanos butt in the first 20 minutes. And then it's like, and now meet Peter Dinklage as the champion.
Ah!
Oh, I want Peter Dinklage as the champion. And I want him to do his best Randy Macho Man Savage voice. Who can stand before me, the champion of the universe?
Oh, can you imagine if like Thor, Hulk, nobody can knock down Thanos, Peter Dinklage just comes up and just like smashes Thanos. He goes flying like a couple hundred yards.
Because he is the champion of the universe.
Exactly.
Pink Peter Dinklage blue, man. Because here's what I'm going to say, man. You got the two elders of the universe that we've already met.
Mm-hmm.
And we know one of them already has an Infinity Stone.
Yes.
Because even though he lost the Power Stone, clearly the Soul Stone, but the Power Stone, because we had to go back and like fake it after we did that, because oh man, now the Chinese are mad at us for using the Soul Stone. Okay, well, tell them it was just the Power Stone. No, dude, totally the Power Stone. See how powerful it is? Yeah, except rips the souls out of all living things so that they become dead. So yeah, that sounds like the Power Stone. Anyway, so yeah, but he may have lost that one, but he still has the Aether. He still has the current Power Stone. With the actual Power Stone, because it behaved like the Power Stone, made you super powerful. Literally, what the Power Stone always shows that you do makes you super strong and powerful, lets you beat people up. Somehow, that wasn't the Power Stone. It was the Reality Stone because you could lift things.
The Soul Stone. Here's what I'm thinking. At the end of Infinity War, if not before, somewhere in that movie, we're gonna see where the Soul Stone is, right?
That's the theory.
I bet you it's on Earth because the Captain Marvel movie comes out March 8th, 2019. That's before the Avengers 4. What if part of that 90s stories we see Fury and Coulson and whoever else hiding the Soul Stones somewhere?
I mean, that's a possibility. I still say the most logical place for the Soul Stone is Thanos has to already have it. Thanos did not give Loki his only stone.
Well, I mean, Thanos has it present day. Maybe he found it sometime between the 90s and now.
I mean, yeah, that's a possibility.
Or Fury and Coulson gave it to the Kree. The Kree got their hands on it, and Thanos took it from the Kree.
Yes, who knows? And maybe that's why Ronan goes to work for Thanos, because it's the only way to redeem the honor of the Kree. Or maybe the Supreme Intelligence sent him to work for him. Yep. Hello, Tristan. I love you. My little boys. I love dogs. Yes, he wants to see I Love Dogs, the new film by what's his name, Wes Anderson, because it's stop motion like Robot Chicken. He thinks that's cool. And we realize that there's a cool pun about it. What's the cool pun?
I love dogs.
Yeah, you can. I love dogs is I love dogs. I just think that is, to me, that is just the coolest thing about I Love Dogs, is that it's I love dogs. It's just a great pun, and if you put a great pun in the title, you got me.
Yeah,
you got me. You got me at I Love Dogs. So yes. So that's a little teaser for that. See, truth though, I'm going to see a movie, sort of Ready Player One, which is getting some bad reviews, man. Yeah, for a book, for a book I've never read, it's like, ooh, okay, overblown spectacle.
Well,
story.
The book is good, and I've even seen like a lot of the reviews are saying, yeah, it doesn't live up to the book.
Well, that's always a problem. When you adapt an already written work, you can't just meet that work. You have to surpass it, because otherwise, why wouldn't you just read the book? You can't build your entire business on the illiterate. You actually have to give something more, which I think is what Marvel movies do. And there was actually a great point that who was it who said it? Bentley. Bentley, the guy who plays the Vision.
Paul Bentley.
Bentley. I was just calling Paul
British guy.
The British guy. Well, yeah, like there's only one British guy. Well, there's Australians.
Not Cumberbatch, the other one.
Yes. Oh, Cumberbatch. Yeah, Watson. We got to get him and Watson together again.
Oh my God, that is like the best meme someone took from that scene from the end of Infinity War.
Yeah.
But instead of him saying I'm Doctor Strange, he goes, "Hi, I'm Benedict Cumberbatch," and Peter goes, "Oh, we're using our made-up names. I'm Spider-Man."
Oh yes, but I forgot what I lost my train of thought. Okay,
British guys, Ready Player One.
Well, Ready Player One. No, but so yeah, Paul Bettany, he said, the reason why everyone likes the Marvel movies is because everyone who's working on it and of the source material. And I do think there is something to be said about that. I don't know if what's his name, Zack Snyder, the guy that did the things. I don't know if the guy who who did the DC
DC,
movies.
yeah.
Zack Snyder. I don't know if he's a guy who loved reading Batman or Superman or any of those things. Like the guy who actually runs Batman, like the guy who actually owns the movie rights to Batman, actually is a DC. He's a former guy from DC, and he. So that's when Batman usually gets done better, because he's a real Batman. I don't necessarily agree with everything about his view of Batman, but you can tell he really loves Batman.
Yes,
I think he maybe is a little too much of a traditionalist, and maybe even, doesn't go beyond who Batman can be.
Is it that? Is that Michael Uselin or something? Or
yeah, I think that's him.
Okay.
Yeah.
But, he's a big fan. Yeah.
Yeah, no, and he's the guy who like he bought the rights to the Batman movie from DC when he was working at DC, because he said, "Wait, are you telling me that that someone can just buy these rights?" Because he was very mad about the Batman 66, because he thought that was tainted the legacy of Batman. And I get where people say that, but it was a different take on the character, and certainly as he went into later seasons, he kind of got a little crazier. First season, though, I think was solid of Batman. Anyway, but I digress. But I don't know if the powers that be at Warner Brothers are putting DC fans in there. And there was a great meme I saw a while ago of people preparing for DC roles, and they have all the guys in the gym, even Fat Ben Affleck, putting down the cheeseburger to the left.
With that big Phoenix tattoo.
Yeah, he's basically Chris Pratt in reverse. I love you, Ben Affleck. I actually still think you're a good Batman. I really hope they don't get rid of him. I actually think he's a great Batman. I think he's good at the job. Fight me, nerds.
Son.
I want a Batman. Batman in the original Frank Miller. I always said he looked fat in that. The original Frank Miller Dark Knight series. Yeah, he's an old fat guy. It's like, yes, that is my Batman.
He's like
middle-aged.
He's like a 50-year-old Batman. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that Ben Affleck embodies that excellently. But but for the role. But what I'm saying is that you see all the DC guys pumping iron and working out, and then they go, people preparing for DC movies, and they show. I remember it was Brie Larson reading Captain Marvel comics or Ms. Marvel comics, and that's the difference between DC and Marvel movies, is that whenever they want to show Marvel guys getting ready for the role, they show them with the comic books, going to the source material, reading them voraciously, learning about who this character is.
So do you think that
they show them in the gym?
So you think the powers that be at Marvel send like all the actors, like the comics, and be like, here, do your, have fun, read some comics, do some homework, and DC, they're just like, here, show up at 8 a.m. Put this suit on.
Well, yeah. I mean, what it is, it's about what they show as the priority. What they show as the priority, because of course everyone read comic books as a kid, even if they say they didn't, they're going to say they read them, but that, when they go back to these things, I'm just saying it's always a thing. Whenever you see a Marvel person, when they say they're preparing for the role, they always show them reading the comic books.
Yes.
They always show them going back. Now, whether or not that's because Marvel's sending the comic, honestly, I assume they just give them a Marvel Unlimited account and they all read them digitally. I highly doubt there's anyone going to the long boxes for these people, but maybe they are.
You get some graphic novel. They could send them a graphic novel or something.
Exactly. Well, yeah, I'm sure they send them stuff, if they ask for it. But but I do think that is the thing, is that the actors and the writers and everyone at Marvel and the Marvel productions, with the exception of Scott Buck, who is evil and we hate. I don't know. Maybe Scott Buck read the books too. I don't know. But man, just what I'm going to say is that it is that Marvel, the people are concerned about the source material, and DC less so. It does not seem that the source material is a big part of how they present their shows. Now, I'm not saying that anyone isn't a big fan of DC at DC, or at Warner's, because again, it's Warner's, not DC. Just like it is actually technically Disney, not Marvel, although it is Marvel Studios. And I guess it is technically DC Studios, but you know.
Oh, but before we run out of time, we were talking about the Fox and Marvel merger before. I mean, because you were saying, you know, that we got the news this week that X-Men, Dark Phoenix, and New Mutants, but both those movies have been pushed back to 2019.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if there's if stuff's going on behind the scenes, and I don't know if that's why stuff's getting halted, because those two have been pushed back. And then this week we got the announcement there was supposed to be a Deadpool animated series starting in May. That's Donald Glover was producing that, him and his brother, and I guess they've parted ways with FX, so that's not happening now.
Yeah. Well, I think what it is basically from Fox's perspective with a lot of these things. They want to end on a Deadpool, which means they want to be going in with their strongest hand when they're in these negotiations with Disney. They want to say, look, here's what we've done with this. We've actually took these characters, we've made them big, powerful, popular.
So you think
we've made these things?
You think it's a Fox? Well, it's not Disney saying, we'll hold up on that for, you know.
No, it's Fox saying, you know, because here's the thing: if New Mutants comes out and it's abysmal, there's no upside for Fox in that. Because then it's like if they do another Fantastic Four, Fox is like, you know, Disney's like, yeah, we're cutting our offer. Because you know you've hurt the brand, and now you've made the brand less valuable to us. So from Fox's perspective, they had to keep on moving forward with this stuff because they couldn't show that they were too desperate to sell.
Yeah.
At the same time, they're at this point where it's like, well, we can't release it if it's not the best.
Yeah.
If we are in any way unsure of this product, we're in trouble. And that's where they're finding themselves.
So now they're just prioritizing. They're like, you know, in May, they're going to be like, oh, you know, Deadpool 2 is probably going to do good. They're going to be like, oh, look what it did opening weekend.
Well, yeah, basically that's what they're doing. They're basically, they've got Deadpool. They know Deadpool's good. You know, when they did the reshoots on Deadpool, they were like, no, it's still good, but we can do it a little bit better. We can tweak it, make it.
I think they might have added more Cable and maybe more Domino.
Yeah, everyone loves Cable. Hey, got to put in Domino, man. Got to have that diversity. You know, you got to have stuff for people to go see. Speaking of which, you know, people, there was just to show you how bad the internet is. You know, people were saying Avengers will you know, that, you know, Black Panther is now the #1 superhero film of all time. And was like, yeah, wait till Avengers come out. And people were like, yeah, Avengers, that'll show that, you know, well, a film without that token bump, you know. Yeah, because really that was the idea. But, you know, what I did is my statement on that is you do realize it's actually still a Black Panther film. Avengers is still a Black Panther film. You know, it is Black Panther's there. It's still the Black Panther's next film.
My whole thing is like just simple math. You know, Black Panther did so good that Infinity War is going to be Black Panther and all their other characters.
Exactly.
Too.
Yeah. It's gonna Infinity War is gonna.
So basically,
the box office.
Even if anyone's just a fan of one franchise, you're going to be bringing in everybody. You know, the fans of all those Marvel franchises.
Oh yeah. No, this is not a. Whatever month Avengers comes out in, don't release a movie that month.
Well, yeah, remember they moved it up and now it's the last week of April, one more month. But no, I heard I think who had was that? I think maybe Amy Schumer had a movie that last weekend in April. And I guess there nothing else was out to, you know, the people putting the Amy Schumer's movie out were like, oh man, we're gonna have #1 movie that week. Then they heard Infinity War moved to that week, and I think they moved right away. They're like, oh crap, we were gonna be
because really, that thing is just gonna suck up all the air out of.
Oh yeah, I don't think anyone's planning on releasing anything that week.
Yeah, because it is Avengers, it is Infinity War, it is everything you want.
A 20-screen duplex. Guess what? Like 18 out of 20 screens are going to be Infinity War.
Well, I don't know, it'll be that bad, but they'll do a lot of showings. Well, you know why? Because they don't want to
print money, man.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, as many tickets as they sell, they're going to sell them. You know, I mean, that's the thing. But, you know, at the same time, you know, there may be films that people want to also see. And they have, you know, and all the theaters have, you know, certain deals they have. They have to put stuff in their theaters that aren't, you know, as much as Disney makes you put their films in their theaters, you know, no one's sitting there saying, oh, no, we got to do this, you know. Actually, there are people that say that, and that's an issue with Disney with some smaller theaters around the country where, like, they say, we don't want to put Star Wars because they're going to make us keep Star Wars for a month. And for where we are, if we put Star Wars in here for a month, everyone that is close enough to our theater to see Star Wars will have seen it the first week, and then we will not do any more business the rest of the month. So it doesn't do us any good to do an exclusive on that.
But I think Infinity War is going to do repeat business though too. People are going to go see that.
Oh, yeah. Well, Star Wars does repeat business too, but you know, I can feel for these people, you know, because if you've got like the one theater, if you got a little theater. If you've got like a 2-screen theater out in, you know, Podunk, wherever, you know, if someone makes you hold your screens for their movie for that long of a period, it could be really detrimental.
Well, I think Disney knows what they're doing. I mean, look how long how many weeks Black Panther was #1, and then you release Infinity War like a couple months later. Yeah, they knew what they were doing.
Oh, no. Well, I don't know if they knew that Black Panther would be as big of a hit as it was. I don't think anyone ever know something's going to be that big of a hit. You know?
I think I don't know if they knew the extent, but I think they knew.
Yeah, I mean, they know it's going to be a hit, but, you know, that's the difference. Is there's a hit, and then there's, there's that. So anyway, that's that. A lot of great stuff out there in the Marvel Universe and other places. Gotham was good. And DC still makes movies, apparently. Do they have a movie coming out?
Yeah, I think
Isn't there an Aquaman thing coming someday?
I think it's like December, maybe.
Okay, so December. We'll get Aquaman. So that's their next chance to really redeem themselves.
Yeah.
Gnarly, dude. Okay, Phil, if anyone would like to reach out to you, talk to you about the wonders that are all the things that are wonderful, how can they find you?
If you want to talk about the splendor and rapture of Charlie Esser, you can email me, nightwingpdp@gmail.com. And on Twitter, wait, what did I say? My email? Or
your email is nightwingpdp@gmail.com.
Okay, and on Twitter, I am at nightwingpdp. Excuse me, people, I'm getting old. It's the big four.
See, that's why you have the song, man. You have the song. And
I know. I need a catchy jingle.
You need the catchphrases. You got to have your branding, and then it's easier to remember. It's a mnemonic device.
I'm joining the 40-year-old club this weekend, so yes, Charlie Esser. So a jingle helps.
Oh, as someone who's way on the other side of the 40-year-old club, yes. You need a jingle. You need a jingle, 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 and you'll know how to make
Speaking of your jingle, Charlie, what is your...
Well, of course, you can always write to me in that old-fashioned email way that we're on Moz and Paz once did at superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. And, of course, follow me on the Twitter. It's live tweet Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Krypton sometimes when I remember when it's on. And, what was that new show I really liked that I've totally forgotten about? I don't know. I'll figure out another show to watch. At Charlie Esser, that's CharlieEsser. Look for the 2 E's in the middle for quality. Okay. Thank you for connecting with us, ladies and gentlemen. Please, super connect with us again. Good night. Ben knows all my moves. To the side of me just going along. Yes. Oh, boy. That was good. That was good, Phil.
Yes. Good show. Good show.
Good show.
The last super connectivity in my 30s. Yes, good show.
Oh, goodness. No, that's my last podcast for tonight. That's my last podcast for the week. Got Ready Player One tomorrow night with Lilith and Phil.